Hey, welcome back. I'm Jay. We got Steve on the other side of the planet on our little Zoom thing here going on. So this is the Heads Up Show. Thank you so much for joining. This is, what are we at? Episode 46, Steve?
46.
You
That's
thought
right.
I wasn't paying attention, did you?
That was pretty good, man. I'm impressed.
Yeah. So today we're going over your pictures where Steve has basically already curated these photos that you've sent in to pics@greengridiron.com. And I have not seen them yet. So I'm going to be grading them or giving them a score from 1 to 10 on basically the helmet and the components and how everything goes together. Steve is a professional photographer, and he is going to be grading them and giving, well, not really grading, but more giving tips and tricks on what you can do to make your helmets better for your social media, or if you want to take a picture and frame it, whatever you want to do. Right, Steve?
That's right. And if you want to send in your helmet because you don't know exactly what you even have, just email them. And Jay is kind of the expert with this stuff. So he's really good at being able to tell you what kind of visor you have and what kind of face mask you have. Sometimes you don't even know what kind of helmet you have, and that's okay. So anyway, like Jay said, we're just going to go through your photos, and I have a bunch to choose from. So are you ready?
Let's do it, Steve. Let's do
All right.
it.
First up is Mike D. This guy Mike and his son are huge fans, so we appreciate it. And this is his son Aidan's youth helmet. It's even more of a story now because this is father and son showing up, in the pickup, setting it up there. In this picture here, you can see there's some extra equipment in there. I wonder if he's got a backup helmet or if he's got another son.
Yeah, or maybe he's the one that carts around all the helmets going from game to
True.
game,
That's true.
whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
So we've got, first thing jumping out at me on this guy is we've got some safe clips. And Steve, keep this photo up here for a second. We get this question a lot. People will buy a helmet or they have a helmet and they say, hey, my face mask has a huge gap between the mask and the helmet. I've got the wrong size face mask, or you sent me the wrong size face mask. Here's a little trick. The Speed Flex helmets, whether it's a youth or adult, there's only one size of face mask. They all fit. It's literally a one size fits all. So whether it is a small or an extra large shell, they fit the helmets the same. So what you have though is if you have so there's three different shell sizes. If you have a medium or a large, that's kind of your medium or your middle shell size. Then the face mask for those size helmets kind of fit mostly like what you're going to see on television. And that's what probably 90% of the helmets out there are going to be either a medium or a large. If it's an extra large, that bar is practically touching the helmet because it fits so tight. But on the small shells, then you're going to have a big gap in there. Steve, I'm going to start off with a 6.5.
I think that is a good starting point, and I appreciate all of the angles that you sent in, the front, side, back. That's how you do it. All right, cool. Next up is Drake.
Yeah, so I really like it because this obviously has a nice paint job. You got a lot of flake in there that's kind of grabbing the sunlight. We've got what looks like, I can't really tell, is that a Nike visor in this guy?
It's a sleeves.
It's a sleeves. Okay, sleeves visor, which is kind of a generic.
Yeah.
But then it seems to be fitting pretty well. You got some standard face mask clips in there. You got an orange chin strap that matches the orange stripe, and the stripe has been cut. And it almost looks, Steve, like these are three different decals. Usually when you have a stripe like this, you've got it's would be orange and white on about a 2-inch stripe of clear. So the colors are printed on clear vinyl, but this looks like a 1-inch orange stripe with probably 1/4-inch white stripes.
I think you're right. And it's a challenge because he actually went and cut off all of the holes, and you can see he's missing the bladder valve cap like we talk about. Sometimes they do fall off in the back there. He also popped off that warning label.
Yep, took off the warning label, and I would say, hey, if you want to get a matching warning label, I'm pretty sure that we do stock them in orange on clear, which would look perfect with this helmet.
Yep, that's right. They look good, man. I love that he took it out on the field. It kind of looks real life, nice background. It's good stuff. What are you giving Drake?
Overall, things that I like about this helmet, Steve, I like the paint job. I like the fact that he took the attention to detail to actually use 3 different stripes instead of one full one. You don't see that very often at all. Chin strap matches those decals perfectly, and it's an upgrade as well. I'm going to go, Steve, with a 7.0.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I like that score. So next up is Larry M. And this is so cool. He wrote in a nice little thing, and it basically is saying how he is nearing retiring and he is inspired, mostly because of our show, to start breaking into his photography skills again. This is a perfect example of what you can do with a Samsung Galaxy phone
Okay.
and with a couple of flashlights, and then know what you're doing in editing.
And who's it? What's the name of this person,
This
Steve?
is by Larry M.
Larry. So Larry, unfortunately, we can't be friends because I'm an iPhone person.
Yeah,
It's
right.
as simple as that, right, Steve?
That's it.
No, seriously. I think this is really cool. Steve, I'll let you talk to the photography aspects of the whole thing, but I love those little stands. It looks like he used like I don't know, is that like an arts and crafts thing that you can get like at a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby or a place like that?
I guarantee you he made this out of just a piece of plaque that he put a 1-inch dowel into the center of it, and then he put that turf on it. And then as far as lighting, he said he literally used flashlight because that's all he had laying around with that black backdrop. And then he added later on a nice vignette around it. But this is what I'm talking about. This is using your resources to just take
Well,
killer pictures.
Steve, I got to tell you, using what you've got, you learn so much more than if you're just given or if you
Yeah.
have everything you need and you just have to kind of flip a switch and plug things on because you actually can then learn about what works and what doesn't work because you're forced to, right? Like this, he didn't, this isn't the, these photographs didn't come from his first attempt, right?
Oh, right. That's a great point. And he even said, like this was after a little bit of trial and error, but I think he's gonna take more pictures. He's got several helmets. I think probably a whole slew of helmets. So we might be seeing more of Larry M in the future. Good job, dude. This is great.
I love it. I love all of these helmets. These helmets are a combination of like that Razorbacks helmet that looks like it's a collectible helmet, but actually has an upgrade because that's got a titanium face mask on it. So that's not something that's just out of the box. He had to go out and he had to put that on. And there's a lot to like in these helmets. There's some things not to like too much as well. But I am going to go, Steve, with on just the helmets, a 7.3.
That makes sense. And for me, on just the photos and for being resourceful, I'm going to give you a 9.
Nice.
All right, cool. Next up is Adam. And Adam sent in quite a few pictures, but they all are of the same helmet. So that's cool. So here we go.
So, Steve, right out of the gate, I'm seeing some things I like, and I'm seeing some things that I don't like. That
All
looks
right.
so. I was about to say we've got a mini helmet and we've got a full size. You're whipping through all the pictures here. So we got an Oakley visor. We've got no clips. So on both of these helmets, the visors are being attached by zip ties. Paint jobs, though, Steve, are dead on match. It looks like to me. Maybe the mini helmet's a little bit darker, but I think that's more just the lighting and how it's being reflected. I love the little the award decals. They're going in every direction.
Dude, it's one of the very first things I noticed. And you know what else I noticed? The larger helmet seems like something that he's playing in. So I'll
Yep.
give him that. But if he did a blue Under Armour visor in that thing, they literally would be an identical match of each other,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that is dead on. But anyway, I feel like he's playing in this one.
Yeah, and I would say that, I'm not a fan of the gray face mask, Steve. We all know that. A white face mask, I think, would look better. But also, I think that what would work would be a silver to kind of go with the silver and the decal of the Viking horn.
This is one of the few times I'm going to disagree with that, only
You
because
like the gray and the decal, right?
I like the gray and the decal. Yep, it's a solid match, and I don't know. Oh, here you go. There's the mini with the little close up. Anyway, yeah, I think I like it. But by the way, these photos are cool. He went through some effort, and he look at it out here by the fountain.
I love it. And that must be like either apartment complex, housing development, or something like that, right?
Yeah, unless this whole thing is his front yard.
It is good for him. So,
Yeah.
warning label, don't like that. I can see that kind of peeking through in the back. I like the fact that you got all the award decals on one side of the helmet. That's cool.
Yeah.
But overall, Steve, for a helmet that is played in and then a mini to match, I'm going to go with a 7.2 on this guy.
I like that. And that's
I love those award decals like that.
Yes, same
Totally
here.
random.
And I tell you, it's a good use of a phone on portrait mode, which is what that was. So, all right, cool. Next up is Brian L. And Brian L. must be a fan of the show because he knows that I love when people send in pictures of themselves. These
There we go.
are so good. Look at how good this picture is, even with the open draw in the background that still shows like, yeah, so what? Like he puts in here, my name's Brian, I blurred out his last name. I'm a sophomore running back at Independence High School in Ashburn, Virginia. I'd love to be featured on your YouTube channel. So here you go, man. This still shows how great helmet pictures can look while it's on someone's head. And this dude knows how to take a good picture. Look at how good that is, man. Whoever took that picture knew what they were doing. This, I'm almost certain, is a selfie that he's taken. But again, it's great. And there's something about the open draw that I just love because it still shows like, yeah, I'm a sophomore in high school. Get over it. A little bit of a mess. And then this one's all like serious. And
It almost, to me, this one almost looks like it's a photo shoot.
Right. But not at the same time. I don't know, but I like it. It's so dramatic.
Yeah.
Like staring off into the distance, thinking about that play, I don't know. It's great. I like it.
I love them all as well. I think that the selfie is a great one. I could see that being, going up on Instagram or being part of a TikTok video or something, him showing off his room or his new helmet or something like that. Yeah, I think all of these photos are great, and they really tell a nice story.
Three different helmets, too, by the way. You got an F7 and 2 different Speed Flex.
So for the helmet, Steve, I'm going to go with a 7.1.
Okay. All right. We're in a tight range today.
Yeah. Let's see what you got for me next.
All right. So next up is Tim. These are, I have a feeling you're going to have a lot to say about these.
Boy. I think Tim painted these helmets.
I think I agree.
And this is looking to me like a pretty good stencil job where he's using painter's tape or probably automotive painter's tape to put this on here. Obviously a Maryland Terps helmet and fan. I love that the warning label on the white and red side is an exact match to the red color on there. Overall, Steve, I don't know. I mean, in theory, you could do a better job, but not much with the helmet that he's got here. This is kind of an older helmet, so he probably, I'm not sure where he got it, but he got it from somewhere. Could have pulled it off of eBay. Maybe he played in it. It could be a, I don't know, 10, 15, 20-year-old helmet, maybe even older. You can see a little bit of yellowing in the face mask clips.
Yeah.
That's kind of a sign that the clips are starting to show their age a little bit. We've got a Riddell Z-Bar face mask on this guy. We still sell some of those face masks, but they're not that common anymore, but they'll fit all of the Schutt and Riddell kind of standard helmets, the Schutt XP and the Riddell VSR 4s. And we've got just a regular black chin strap in there. He's unbuckled he's probably got the the upper strap on the lower snap. Steve, I'm going to go with, and the paint job is getting a lot of points for this guy. I'm going to go with the highest score of the day at an 8.0.
Yeah, and for an old helmet, that's a really good score. And it's
The
all
old helmet, I've already said it. I've said it tons of times. Not a fan of those old standard classic helmet looks. So I got to knock off a couple points for that, right?
yeah, of course. You gotta be true to yourself, Jay. Thanks, Tim.
Nice job. Very nice job.
Next up is Trevor. He says, "Hey guys, I'm Trevor. I'm from Michigan. Currently have one appearance on the show and hoping to add another under my belt with this beauty. Hope you guys enjoy the build."
Ooh,
beautiful photos.
So we've got a Shut XP helmet here. We've got the red Under Armour visor, which I'm assuming he got that from us. So we appreciate that. This is like a satin red, Steve. Love this color. We got just a black hard cup Riddell chin strap on here. We've got black face mask clips. We also have those for sale. We have a pretty standard. This is the Ropo SW face mask. No photos of the back, so I can't see what's going on there. I'm wondering, Steve, is this going to be a team helmet? Like, what's he going to do with this helmet, right?
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure. I wish that there were pictures of the back. The paint job is beautiful. If I would imagine he's going to turn this into something. I love the black face mask hardware. The only thing with this one, I would definitely remove the Under Armour decals from the visor personally, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, if you're a big fan of Under Armour, I guess it makes sense to have him there, but maybe he's making an Under Armour, maybe he's turning this helmet into a school that is an Under Armour school, which could make sense to leave him there. Don't know. Yeah. But it's great color. The photos are great. I mean, I love everything all nice and blurred out in the background there. Is this a real camera, Steve, or is this a phone?
I tell you, the top of the helmet has a little bit of weird aberration going on, so it makes me think it might be a phone. Other than that, I'm not sure. It's really, really, really well done. He knows how to get the best out of that visor.
Yeah, getting a good reflection from a visor is not easy. You have to get it just right. It's a lot easier outside than versus inside, though. But yeah, showing off the colors and getting that nice pop is nice for sure. Steve, on this guy, Steve, there's no decals on the helmet yet, so I'm a little curious of what this is going to turn into. So I'm going to subtract a point or so for that. But great paint job, great visor, great look for this guy, Steve. I'm going to go with a 7.1.
Okay, all right, man. I tell you, we are really in a tight
with room to grow.
All right. So next up is Nick W. And I got to tell you, this is how. There we go. Okay. So check this out. Let me go to this. So he says, I'm 14 years old, Northwest Minnesota. My team is Stephen Argyle, Central Storm. Currently have all-time most wins. So this kid killed it with the photos.
First time, the first picture that you put up there, Steve, I'm saying to myself, is this on snow or is this just like a white background?
This one, I thought it was a white background, but it's actually snow. See it down there? And then what he did was he disturbed it and threw it all up on the helmet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love that. And he's now, and I can imagine how long it took him to kind of clean all that off because he looks pretty anal, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
There's no fingerprints on that visor, which means he has to have buffed the hell out of it and cleaned it. And probably, I'm assuming that he really takes care of this helmet as well. He's painted the buckles. He's painted the screws to match the yellow in the lightning bolt on the side of the helmet. So that's cool. You can kind of see from the reflection. It's like a chain link fence or something. So maybe this is at the school.
Oh, right? Yeah. You know what? Let me go back to that. Yeah. You might be right. There is another picture I was trying to get in here. Can you see this or no?
What am I looking at?
Oh, it's a shame. I don't know why. Oh, boom. How about that?
Well, that looks like it's in like the gym.
Yes. But that's great. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Okay. So I see the other one here, dude. It says green gridiron on the back.
yeah.
There we go. That's nice. I see. That might be my favorite one.
Oh, well,
Here's the thing. He took that face mask, Steve, and he had to jam it down into the snow to kind of hold it up like that.
I know. This
We know
is
what's going on.
so good. It's first of all, it's like Under Armour can use this as a commercial for that blue visor. It's beautiful. This picture right here is no doubt going to be on the thumbnail for the show.
I don't know. The visor to me is kind of making this, and then you get the green gridiron, repping green gridiron in the back. You're definitely getting bonus points for that, Steve.
Oh yeah.
This one is going to be. I'm going to give this with a tie for the high score of the day. It's an 8.0.
All right. Yeah, sure. That's
For a basic helmet, that's pretty damn good. You got a lot of bonus points on there.
It's well deserved though.
I'm okay if people want to suck up to us, Steve.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Next up is Dylan. He only sent in one picture.
That's confident, Steve.
It is, and even the one he sent, there's nothing really exceptionally amazing about it. But the reason, I mean, I liked that. I don't know. There was something that I liked about it where this is a guy who's using this. He's playing with it. You know, he cut that chin strap up top a little bit. He's got a mismatched kind of look going on, but this is real. This is raw. So
Steve, how do you feel about that blue fence against the dark green face mask?
I mean, it's kind of appalling, but at the same time, I just like it. I don't know.
Yeah, it is interesting because you have a lot of muted colors in this, except for that fence.
Right.
You can't. My eyes keep getting drawn to the fence.
You can't unsee it. But I mean, that visor essentially looks like it's painted black. That's insane.
I don't know if that's I guess that's just a really dark tinted visor.
I don't know.
I know it's not an Under Armour, that's for sure. The green and the gray don't really go together to me, or the silver of that helmet don't go together. I guess if you had a green decal on the side, like an Eagles or something, then that would start to make a whole lot more sense. But I'm with you, man. I feel like all of the colors that are in the photo, not necessarily just the colors of the helmet, but it just really kind of throws off the whole thing. But it does have a very intriguing draw to it.
It does, and I don't know. It's like I didn't pick it to like rip it apart, but I also didn't pick it because I love it. I just picked it. I'm not sure why.
Well, as far as the helmet setup and all that stuff goes, pretty basic. There's no decal on the side. It's a used dark green face mask. You do have that blackout visor on there. Everything else pretty standard stuff. I'm gonna go, Steve, with a 6.2.
Okay, yeah, and I tell you,
I like. It's hard to not have a nice picture with this, or a nice setup with the Speed Flex. But interesting story that photo tells.
I 100% agree. All right, next up, actually, and last up is Daniel M.
Wow.
My son's helmet, the best 8U linebacker of San Francisco CA. Brown Bombers youth football. So there you go. Go check him out. Give him a little love. Look at this thing.
Jeez. Wow. This is, I mean, talk about over the top.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah. Any side shots on this guy?
No.
Because I don't see any decals on the side, but see, what is that on the back of the helmet? Is that a
jack-o'-lantern face?
Well, yeah, but is it connected to like a superhero?
Oh, that's a good question. Not that I know of, but I'm sure it is.
What's that decal on the back say? Certified. Certified badass?
Certified sledge hammer defender.
Okay. And then we've got, looks like a couple of state flags. Looks over on the other side of the helmet.
Hard to see
what they are. We got the warning label on there. I would say let's get rid of that warning label. Put a warning label on that matches the look and feel of this helmet. I mean, typically, Steve, I do not like face masks that have tape on it. This is basically orange athletic tape.
I do.
But I think this one looks pretty cool. Kind of looks like a spider's web or something.
Yeah, and they did a really great job of making it like really symmetrical, and it's on my favorite face mask at TX. This is so over the top. I love it.
Yeah, same here. You kind of have to have a little bit of balls putting red, white, and blue on an orange helmet like that too, right?
For real. Yes.
Steve, I'm gonna go with a pretty high score on this one. We got rabbit ears. You got some really interesting decals on there. Obviously, this is an intimidating look. I think it would be cool. I mean, can you imagine having a whole team wearing these helmets like this?
Wow. Yeah, I could imagine that. That field
That
would
would be
just
something.
light up.
Steve, I'm gonna go with an 8.5.
Okay. All right. And I
Yeah.
tell you, this was an interesting show. We're doing a new format, of course, because of all this stuff going on. And we had some odd submissions, decent scores. And if you think that you can either keep up with or beat these photos, send them. Email your pictures to pics@greengridiron.com. We have plenty more to get to. This is episode 46, so keep them coming.
Yes, thank you so much for sending them all in. We love seeing them. We love talking about them, seeing what's going on out there in the world. Everybody stay safe, social distance or distance, whatever you want to call it. Like, subscribe, click the notification bell for more videos like this. Until next time, cheers.
Cheers.